After 5 years of being child-free, my wife suddenly adopted a pair of twins. She wanted me to raise them as if they were my own biological children. She even said our billion-dollar fortune would be theirs to inherit. I thought she'd finally changed her mind about wanting kids. I was so happy I almost jumped for joy. After all, it was for her that I'd voluntarily gotten a vasectomy. But I never ever expected this. When I went to the hospital to ask about a reversal, the doctor looked at my CT scan with an expression full of pity. Mr. Zia, your seminal vesicles were removed 5 years ago. You don't have a single viable sperm left in your body. I was completely stunned. 5 years ago, isn't that when I got the vasectomy? My wife Lin Shuyi was the one who went with me for that surgery. She waited right outside the operating room the entire time, never once leaving the hospital. How could she have pulled something like that? I sat there in the hospital completely shattered. On a bench in the hallway, my mind a total mess. Just then I heard the voice of my brother-in-law Lin Yifeng from nearby. This is ridiculous. Bringing those two bastards home was bad enough. But now you're bringing Mingyu back too. Are you two planning to have an affair right under my brother-in-law's nose? I froze. What did he mean an affair? Mingyu and I don't have that kind of relationship, came the voice of my wife, Lin Shuyi. And her tone dripping with guilt. Not that kind of relationship. Then how do you explain giving birth to a pair of twins for Mingyu? You can't be such a scumbag. You need to have some decency. It's not like I wanted to, Lin Shuyi snapped. At the time, Mingyu's father was critically ill, and his only dying wish was to see Mingyu get married and have kids. I owe Mingyu my life. So having a child for him was just repaying a debt. I had no other choice. I slumped against the wall, feeling all the blood rush to my head. Repaying a debt again! Lin Yifeng's voice was filled with sarcasm. So you secretly married Mingyu behind my brother-in-law's back. And after the wedding, you tricked my brother-in-law into getting a vasectomy, using it as a chance to have his seminal vesicles removed and transplanted into Mingyu. That sentence hit me like a bolt of lightning and my vision went black. I had to grab the wall to stay on my feet. The one who had my seminal vesicles removed was my own wife. You don't get it. Yuan Lin is child-free. He doesn't want kids. Lin Shuyi's voice continued. His seminal vesicles were just sitting there useless. It was better to transplant them to Mingyu. Hearing that, I almost laughed out loud. Back then, she was the one who cried her eyes out after watching a documentary on childbirth, saying how terrifying it was. She said she was afraid of complications, afraid of dying, afraid she'd never see me again if she died. It was because my heart ached for her that I agreed to be child-free. It was because I couldn't stand to see her suffer that I volunteered for the vasectomy. But now, what did all that compassion get me? It got me her shameless betrayal and my own stolen seminal vesicles. Isn't our family perfectly fine now? Lin Shuyi was still talking, completely lost in her own world. Mingyu was only able to get me pregnant after he received Yuan Lin's seminal vesicles. So since the seminal vesicles were Yuan Lin's in a way, the children I gave birth to are actually Yuan Lin's own flesh and blood. I clenched my fists. So hard I couldn't feel my nails digging into my palms. And Yuan Lin has changed his mind these last few years. He wants kids now. So I went ahead and brought Xiaoze and an An home. I guess you could say we're having a little family reunion. His voice actually had a hint of pride in it. As for Mingyu, he's terminally ill. He's going to die any day now. He did save my life after all. I just can't bear the thought of him dying all alone. So I wanted to bring him home to be with him during his final days. The way he said it, his tone was all about how kind I am, how noble my intentions are, just patting myself on the back. Xiao Feng, don't you dare let this slip. Your brother-in-law can't know about any of this. Mingyu only has a week left. After a week, it'll all be over. I leaned against the wall and slowly slid to the floor. I don't know how I even made it home. The moment I pushed the door open, I looked at all the familiar furniture and suddenly felt a deep chill. This was the home I'd lived in for 5 years, but right now it felt as cold as an icebox. Our wedding photo was hanging on the living room wall. I was smiling so happily in it, with my arm around Lin Shuyi's waist and stars in my eyes. On the nightstand in the bedroom, there was a picture of us kissing under the northern lights. We took that on our honeymoon in Iceland. It was negative 30 degrees that night. We were bundled up in thick down jackets waiting out in the wild just for a glimpse of the aurora. When the ribbon of green light spread across the night sky, she suddenly turned and threw her arms around me. We kissed under the aurora, and in that moment, I felt like the happiest man in the world. In the closet were the jumpsuits we wore when we went skydiving together. We leaped from thousands of feet in the air, hand in hand. The wind was roaring past our ears as she yelled into the intercom, "Yuan Ling, I love you!" On the bookshelf was a photo of us underwater taken when we went diving in the Maldives. She was in her wetsuit, holding onto my waist for dear life, while the underwater world behind us looked like a dream. She's the daughter of a wealthy family, a CEO worth hundreds of billions. She never should have been doing such dangerous things. But for me, she was willing to try anything. It doesn't matter if I get hurt for you. She once held me and said with so much passion, as long as you're by my side, I would die right now happily. You're the only one I'll ever love in this life. Back then, I believed her. I believed her completely. I believed her so much I gave her my entire self, but thinking about it now, how fake, how utterly fake those words were. I crouched in the middle of the living room staring at all these things filled with memories, and my chest ached like someone was carving it out with a knife. The pain made it hard to breathe. I took a deep breath, stood up, and pulled the wedding photo off the wall. I took it apart piece by piece, then the photo from the nightstand, the picture from the bookshelf, the jumpsuits from the closet. I piled them all in the center of the living room and set them on fire. I watched the flames slowly devour those smiling faces, those memories. I suddenly felt a sense of release. Burn, just burn it all. It was all fake anyway. As it was burning, the door suddenly opened. Lin Shuyi was back. And with her was a man in a hospital gown. Yuan Ling, this is Mingyu, you know him? My mentor's son. Lin Shuyi had a gentle smile on her face, lying without even blinking. Both my mentor and his wife passed away. And poor Mingyu is all alone and has cancer, terminal cancer. He doesn't have much time left. I couldn't bear to leave him in the hospital all alone. So I brought him home to recover. She came over and wrapped her arm in mine. Her tone was so casual as if nothing had happened. Yuan Yi, don't you worry. I've hired a nanny and a caregiver to look after Mingyu. You don't have to do a thing. You can even pretend he doesn't exist. I looked at her. At this woman I had loved deeply for 5 years. I stared at her face as she spoke those gentle words, and then I tossed the last photograph in my hand into the fireplace. It instantly turned to ash, just like our marriage and just like that Ji Mingyu moved in. Their little family of 4 was finally reunited. When the 2 children saw Ji Mingyu, their eyes lit up. The younger one even blurted out, "Daddy." Luckily, Lin Shuyi was quick on her feet. She threw her arms around me, kissed me on the cheek, and said with a laugh, "Honey, our daughter is calling for you." But I knew the truth. Those twins had been living with us for 3 months now, and they had never once called me dad, not even after 3 months of me buying them toys, playing games with them, and helping them with their homework. I had loved them like my own flesh and blood, but now, just to keep up the act, that little girl Jia Anan shot me a nasty glare. She stomped over reluctantly and said, "Daddy, I want some nuts." "You peel them for me." Nuts were fine, but peeling too many makes your hands sore. Was she trying to make my hands hurt? She had always asked me to peel nuts for her. I used to think she just really loved them, so I always did it. But now, seeing the blatant malice in her eyes, the last bit of warmth in my heart vanished. "You want nuts? Have the nanny peel them for you." Lin Shuyi came forward and hugged me. Her voice was dripping with fake sympathy. "Peeling nuts is so hard on your hands, I would never make my husband do that for me." Ji Minju, standing off to the side, his face instantly darkened. He shot me a look full of hatred, then suddenly asked out of the blue, "Shuyi, where are your prayer beads?" I froze for a second. The prayer beads. I had gone to Lhasa myself to get them, prostrating myself with every single step. With the utmost piety, I climbed the Red Mountain, which is over 3,000 meters high. I knelt in the temple for an entire day just to get that string of beads personally blessed by an elder monk. She had cried, she was so moved back then. She said it was the most precious gift she had ever received. From that day forward, that string of beads was always on her left wrist. She never took it off, but now her wrist was bare. "Where are my prayer beads?" Lin Shuyi was startled too. She was wearing them this morning. Just as she was about to go look for them, her eyes met Ji Mingyu's. His gaze was filled with lust. Ji Mingyu licked his lips. As Lin Shuyi watched, he slowly moved his hand down between his legs. He even deliberately rocked his lower body, giving a little thrust with his hips. "Shuyi, I suddenly feel really sick to my stomach. Can you take me upstairs to lie down for a while? I don't know which room is mine." Even an idiot could see what he was implying. Lin Shuyi's breathing instantly became ragged. She stared at Ji Mingyu completely entranced. Then she turned to me and said, "Yuan Yi, I'm going to take Mingyu upstairs to rest. You look after the children." And with that, model, he couldn't wait to help Ji Mingyu upstairs. I just stood there frozen. Watching their backs disappear around the staircase, my heart turned to ice bit by bit. I had the nanny take our 2 children away, then silently went upstairs myself. The bedroom door was ajar. They were in such a rush they forgot to even lock it. "You're insane. How could you bring my prayer beads to a place like that?" Lin Shuyi's voice drifted from the crack in the door. His words were scolding. But there wasn't a trace of blame in his tone. Instead, it held a strange kind of excitement. "Does my sweet little thing want his beads back? Come and get them yourself." Ji Minju's voice was thick with amusement. but you'll have to use that pretty little mouth of yours down there to get them. Then I heard the clatter of beads on the floor. A single prayer bead covered in some sticky, unidentifiable fluid rolled slowly to my feet and stopped. I stared down at that single bead. I once kneeled with every single step, full of devotion to get this string of beads for him. And now it was just a prop for their affair. Right under my own roof, they used it to insult my love and desecrate my faith. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and when I opened them again, the last shred of reluctance in my heart was gone. A marriage like this, a man like him, I was better off without them. That very night, I contacted a lawyer and asked him to draft the divorce papers. At the same time, I paid for a professional team to erase every trace of my existence. I was going to disappear completely. How long will it take to wipe away every trace that I was ever here? I asked over the phone. A week at the fastest. The voice on the other end replied. I remembered Lin Shuyi saying something, that he only had a week left with Mingyu. After that week, it would all be over and he would come back to his family and love me with his whole heart. The thought made me laugh. Oh, Lin Shuyi, you really think life is that easy? Have your fun and then just come back home. Did you really think I'd just be waiting here for you? I won't. I won't be waiting, and you won't have a home to come back to. Because by the time you're ready to come back, you'll find you don't have one anymore. Fine, 1 week, I said without a moment's hesitation. I've already sent the money. Just make sure I disappear completely without a single trace. The next morning, I came downstairs for breakfast, and there they were, that string of prayer beads back on Lin Shuyi's wrist. On his left wrist, exactly like before. But looking at them now just made me sick. My stomach churned. I couldn't even touch my breakfast. Lin Shuyi, however, looked like he was expecting a reward. He leaned in close. Ali, I found the prayer beads you gave me. He shook his wrist, smiling sweetly. They're a symbol of our love. I'll wear them for the rest of my life. I'll never lose them again. The moment he finished speaking, Mingyu, who was sitting across from him, suddenly cried out in pain. He clutched his chest, spat out a mouthful of blood, and collapsed to the floor, convulsing. Mingyu! Lin Shuyi screamed, dropping his chopsticks and rushing to his side. He knelt on the floor, cradling Mingyu in his arms, his face a mask of panic. Just then, our 2 children burst into tears. Xia pointed at me and shouted, Mom, it was Dad, it was Dad. He secretly put mango juice in Uncle Mingyu's food. Uncle Mingyu is allergic to mangoes. Duel. He's trying to kill Uncle Mingyu. Lin Shuyi froze and instinctively shot back, and don't say such things. I'm not that kind of person. But the next second, Xia Zheyu, the brother of the twins, suddenly rushed over and clapped a hand over his sister's mouth. Don't say any more, he said nervously. Dad will kill us. As he spoke, he deliberately pulled back his sleeve. His exposed arm was covered in bloody marks. Line after line, as if he'd been struck with a barbed whip. Lin Shuyi's eyes widened in horror. She looked up, staring at me in disbelief. Did you do this? When I saw those marks, I sneered inwardly. A 5-year-old kid. He was putting on quite a convincing show. My face showed no emotion. If I said no, I said flatly, would you believe me? When we got married, she had promised to always trust me no matter what. But now, looking at Mingyu with blood on her mouth and the 2 children covered in wounds, her eyes were filled with nothing but rage. They're only 5 years old, would they lie? Who else in this house would dare to lay a hand on them but you, Xia Yuanlin? They're 2 5-year-old children. How could you, she roared. She picked up the children and the sobbing Mingyu and started to leave. Just then, I suddenly found it hard to breathe. It felt like something was blocking my throat. A rash started breaking out on my skin. It was an allergic reaction. The soy milk, I'd only had 1 glass this morning. Our nanny knows I'm allergic to soybeans. She would never use them when making it. But the glass I drank today had soybeans in it. I clutched my neck and struggled to speak. I'm allergic to soybeans. I wanted to call out to her to ask her to take me to the hospital. But Lin Shuyi just gave me a cold glance. Xia Yuanlin, stop pretending. Everyone in this house knows you're allergic to soybeans. Who would put them in the milk? You do something wrong, and not only do you refuse to admit it, you fake an allergy to get attention. I am so disappointed in you. After saying that, she helped Mingyu up and left without a second glance, leaving me alone on the floor. I was completely helpless. The next time I woke up, I was in a hospital. The person by my side wasn't Lin Shuyi, but our nanny, Auntie Zhang. Mr. Xia, you're finally awake. Auntie Zhang's eyes were red. Her fingers trembled as she held mine. I'm the one who brought you to the hospital. I made the soy milk too, I swear to God. I really didn't put any soybeans in it, you have to believe me. Looking at her frantic expression, a bitter feeling welled up inside me. She was the one who made the soy milk. She was 100% sure there were no soybeans in it, yet she still believed I was having an allergic reaction. and rushed me to the hospital, but Lin Shuyi, the woman who promised to love me forever, had left me at home to die. I closed my eyes, overwhelmed with exhaustion. I know, Auntie Zhang, thank you. Wiping her tears, she left the room. I lay alone in the hospital bed, staring blankly at the ceiling. Later, I found out that Ji Mingju's room was right next door. When I got up to use the restroom in the middle of the night, I saw Lin Shuyi keeping watch by her bedside. She was sitting beside the bed, holding her hand, her eyes filled with heartache. He used to stay by my side just like this whenever I got sick. As the heir to the Lin Corporation, he had a million things to take care of every day. But every time I got sick, he would drop everything and personally take care of me, bringing me tea and water. He'd cook for me himself and coax me into taking my medicine. Thinking back on those times, I could feel my eyes welling up. I just don't understand how something that was once so beautiful could end up like this. Shuyi, I'm dying. In the hospital room, Ji Mingyu held Lin Shuyi's hand, his voice as thin as a thread as he asked, "Before I die, I want an answer. After all these years, have you ever loved me?" Lin Shuyi was silent. He was silent for a long, long time. So long that I thought he would never answer. Ji Mingyu choked out, "Shuyi, I'm not asking you to love me with all your heart. If you just had even a shred of real feeling for me, I could die with no regrets." Seeing Ji Mingyu's tear-streaked face, Lin Shuyi finally broke. He reached out and held him tight. "Mingyu, of course I have feelings for you." His voice was low, filled with suppressed pain. "Forgive me. I can't tell you that I love you because I already have Yuan Lin. I can't betray him, but if it weren't for Yuan Lin, I can tell you without a doubt that you would be the man I love most in this world." Standing in the hallway listening to this, I felt like someone had punched a hole through my heart. The wind rushed in cold and painful. I reached up and touched my face, only to find that at some point tears had started streaming down it. I thought he was only with Ji Mingyu for the thrill of it. I thought their relationship was just about sex, not love, but how could there be no love? When Ji Mingyu collapsed, coughing up blood, the worry in his eyes was impossible to hide. Even when Ji Mingyu wore the prayer beads I begged for on my knees to a place like that, he didn't say a single word of blame. The scales in his heart had tipped long ago. I turned to leave, but I'd only taken a few steps when my phone suddenly buzzed. It was a message from Ji Mingyu. A video with a line of text underneath everything he once gave you. He also gave to me. I opened the video. A lively wedding ceremony filled the screen. The venue was very familiar. It was the same place where Lin Shuyi and I had our wedding. The same venue. The same layout, the same decorations. For a split second, I even thought the video was of my own wedding. Until Ji Mingyu appeared on screen wearing a custom-tailored suit. I gasped, "Mingyu, my wife told me everything. You're having children, twins at that." In the video, Lin Shuyi's father was patting Ji Mingyu's shoulder with a look of admiration. "Dad is so happy. You are truly the greatest benefactor of our Lin family. Even though you and Shuyi can't get legally married, Dad promises you whatever Zia Yuan Lin has, you will have too. And you'll have things that Zia Yuan Lin doesn't." As he spoke, he took the emerald jade thumb ring off his finger. This is the Lin family's ancestral jade thumb ring. In ancient times, this was an item from the imperial palace, worn by the emperor himself. He smiled and said this was the only jade thumb ring in the Lin family, and it's only passed down to the son-in-law. Then he put the jade ring on my hand. "Mingyu, you're the only son-in-law I'm willing to acknowledge. Because we were DINKs, Shuyi's dad never liked me. He thought it was my idea. That I was the one who didn't want kids, but he never knew that I actually love children. I've always wanted a child that was completely my own. I'm an orphan. I have no relatives in this world. A child would be the only family I could ever have, someone who shares my blood. How could I not want a child?" It was Lin Shuyi who insisted on being child-free. Back when we had just gotten married, it happened by chance. We watched a documentary about childbirth. It was very realistic and very graphic. Lin Shuyi was terrified after watching it. She hid in my arms, trembling for a long time. "Giving birth is too scary," she said, her face pale. "Yuanli, I'm so scared." They say when a woman gives birth, it's like walking through the gates of hell. Even though medicine is advanced now, accidents can still happen. What if there are complications, Yuanli? I would die for you. I'm not afraid of dying. What I'm truly afraid of is that I'll never see you again after I die. The very thought that I might be separated from you because of this is more than I can bear, Yuanli. I can't live without you. I'd go crazy without you. Can we just not have kids? I was so incredibly moved when I heard that, even though I really wanted a child. I already had such a wonderful wife. What did it matter if we had kids or not? So I agreed right then and there to be child-free with her, and when her father pressured us, I stepped up and took all the blame. I knew she was always afraid of her dad, so I told her to tell him that I was the one who didn't want children. But who would have thought that while she was insisting on being child-free with me, she'd turn around and have a baby for Mingyu overseas. No wonder she was always on business trips 5 years ago. One time she stayed abroad for over a year. It turns out it wasn't because the Lin family was expanding their overseas business at all. It was because she was pregnant. Her belly got too big to hide, so she had to run off to another country to give birth. A few days later, both Mingyu and I were discharged. During that time, Lin Shuyi was busy taking care of him. She never even realized I was also in the hospital right in the room next to his. I couldn't be bothered to say anything. I'd already decided I was done with her, but she had the nerve to put on a generous act coming to me and saying, "You only. I forgive you." Hearing that, I just had to laugh. What right did she have to say that we're husband and wife? No matter how out of line you are, I will always forgive you. She said, but I hope this is the last time. As punishment, I'll be sleeping in the study for a while. You should take this time to reflect on what you've done. After saying that, she packed her things and moved into the study. That very night, I received a taunting video from Mingyu. In the video, Lin Shuyi was lying under him with her clothes in disarray, panting softly. Mingyu cried out passionately, "Auntie, Shuyi, I love you. Your existence makes me forget my pain." Forget everything. Right now, I can only think of you. I only love you. Listening to his deeply emotional and explicit confession, Lin Shuyi was clearly aroused. In the heat of the moment, she hugged Mingyu tightly and said, "I love you." "Auntie, Shuyi, what did you say?" Mingyu's face lit up with ecstasy. "Say it again." Lin Shuyi's face instantly darkened. It was obvious that "I love you" was something she'd cried out in a moment of passion. Now that her senses had returned, she didn't want to be the one to betray her love, so no matter how much Mingyu begged, she refused to say it again. Tears immediately streamed down Mingyu's face. "Auntie sis? I'm about to die, even so. You're still not willing to say those 3 words to me while you're clear-headed?" Asamayun? Lin Shuyi's expression was pained. "Mingyu, don't push me. Then I might as well just go die right now." Mingyu opened the window, pretending he was about to jump. "It's not like anyone in this world loves me anyway." "Mingyu, what are you doing? Get down from there!" Lin Shuyi was frantic. "No," Mingyu gritted his teeth. "You don't love me anyway. My life has no meaning anymore." As soon as he finished speaking, half his body was already hanging out of the window. Lin Shuyi's heart twisted in a knot. She lunged forward in a single motion and threw her arms around him. "Who said I don't love you?" She screamed, exasperated. I love you so much, I'm going crazy." "Do you think I'm some kind of trash who would cheat on her husband?" Her eyes were bloodshot as she screamed at him, her voice on the verge of breaking. "I love Xia Yuanli! Betraying him makes me sick to my stomach, but I can't help it. Your very existence drives me insane. You make me feel like I'm not even myself anymore." Mingyu was finally satisfied. He wrapped his arm around her waist and asked with a smile, "Auntie sis, can I take that to mean you love me a little more than you love Xia Yuanli?" Lin Shuyi's expression hardened. "Don't push your luck." The video cut off abruptly. Sitting there in the dark, I suddenly burst out laughing until tears streamed down my face. "Lin Shuyi, so you do know how disgusting you are, huh? You're the one who betrayed our marriage. You're the one who betrayed me. What right do you have to act so tormented? I didn't say a word." I silently downloaded all the videos Mingyu had sent and forwarded them to my lawyer. "This is evidence of Lin Shuyi's affair," I said, and without my knowledge, she secretly had my seminal vesicle removed and transplanted into that boy toy of hers. I won't be present for the divorce. I don't want to see her again. You will represent me. Handle all the paperwork from start to finish. Name your price. But I don't just want a divorce, I want you to help me get my seminal vesicle back. While I was carefully preparing for the divorce, Lin Shuyi was having a wild affair with Mingyu. She probably figured he was about to die, and if she didn't hurry up and get it in a few more times, she'd never get another chance. The moment they had an opportunity, the two of them couldn't wait to be together, and Mingyu would secretly record it and send it to me. They didn't just fool around in the study, they did it in a nearby park during her morning run. Lin Shuyi even took Mingyu with her to the office when she went to work. In one of the videos Mingyu sent, there was even a shot of him under her desk, servicing her. He didn't have the energy of a man on the verge of death at all. No matter how much Lin Shuyi demanded, he tirelessly kept up with her, enjoying every moment of it. I did some digging behind the scenes. Mingyu doesn't have cancer. All of it was nothing more than a lie he fabricated. so he could move into our house without raising suspicion. The lie was so sloppy, I uncovered the truth with a simple background check. If Lin Shuyi had wanted to check, how could she possibly not have found out? He just didn't want to check because that way, he could keep fooling around with him with a clear conscience. Zia Yuan Lin, you're a real coward hiding in your shell. Seeing no reaction after I sent so many videos, Mingyu finally couldn't take it anymore. He came to provoke me himself. Your precious wife is in my bed every night. I'm about to be drained dry by her, he said with a smug grin. And you just stand by and watch. You're such a pathetic loser. You don't even have the guts to confront him. Are you that scared he'll leave you? You act all calm and collected on the outside, but you're terrified on the inside, aren't you? Are you afraid that if you make a scene, he'll choose me over you? I slowly lifted my eyes and gave him a faint look. And what makes you so sure he'll choose you? Of course he will, he smirked. If you don't believe me, just you wait and see. As soon as he finished, a car suddenly came speeding towards us. Lin Shuyi was nearby and she was the first to realize something was wrong. She dropped what she was holding and threw herself towards Mingyu without a second thought. Mingyu, watch out! She shielded him tightly with her body. I didn't have time to dodge and was sent flying by the car. The last thing I saw before I lost consciousness was Lin Shuyi holding Mingyu tightly using her own body to shield him from all harm. Blood and tears poured out at once, and through my blurry vision, I suddenly remembered a time when she and I went skydiving together. One time, the parachute malfunctioned and wouldn't open no matter what. Just as it looked like we were both going to fall to our deaths, she suddenly hugged me tight, then violently flipped us over, holding me securely on top. That way, any impact from the fall would hit her first. She once used her own small body to protect me without hesitation, but now she'd abandoned me to protect another man. I don't know how much time passed in the darkness, but I faintly heard Lin Shuyi's voice. I struggled to open my eyes, and saw her holding my phone, speaking impatiently. A divorce lawyer. You have the wrong number. You and Lin and I are doing great. We're never getting a divorce. The only way out of this marriage is death. After saying that, she hung up with a dark expression. I wearily closed my eyes. You shouldn't answer my calls. Only then did she realize I was awake. She rushed to my side, grabbing my hand nervously. Yuan Lin, you're awake, thank God. Do you know how much blood you lost? I was going crazy with worry. I stared at her coldly, saying nothing. She looked a little guilty and said, Yuan Lin, are you mad at me? Don't be. It's not that I didn't want to save you. It's just, I couldn't even see you from where I was standing. I only realized you were there after I saved Mingyu. My heart just shattered. If I had known you were there too, I would have saved you first, I swear. I looked at her and suddenly realized I couldn't tell which of her words were true and which were lies. How tragic. We'd shared a bed for 5 whole years. The woman in front of me was supposed to be the person I was closest to, the one I trusted most in the world. But now, looking at her, she felt like a complete stranger. The woman I once loved so deeply was gone. It's rotten in my memory, never to return. I was tired. I closed my eyes again, not wanting to look at her for even a second longer. She opened her mouth as if to say something else, but seeing my eyes were closed, she just let out a soft sigh. All right, you get some rest. I'm going to take care of some things at the office. I'll be back to be with you soon. She hadn't been gone for long. When I got another provocative video from Mingyu, in the video he had his arm wrapped around Lin Shuyi's waist, asking with a smug look on his face, Shuyi, darling, are you really going to leave the entire Lin family fortune? To Xiaoze and Anan, Lin Shuyi nodded. I've already had the lawyer draft the papers. Once the banquet starts, I will sign the documents in front of everyone and publicly declare that Xiaoze and Anan are my only heirs. Xiaoze will inherit the Lin Corporation. Anan will inherit more than half of the Lin family's real estate, as well as my mother's and all the precious jewelry I own. Every single one of those jewelry pieces is worth millions. Altogether, they're a priceless fortune. Mingyu couldn't hide his triumphant smirk, but he still pretended to ask, but will Yuan Lin agree to this? After all, Xiaoze and Anan aren't his biological children. What if he wants kids of his own one day? Yuan Lin won't be having any children, Lin Shuyi stated with chilling certainty. Xiaoze and Anan will be his only children. He has no choice. He can't have kids anymore, not without his seminal vesicles. He'll have no choice but to raise Xiaoze and Anan as his own flesh and blood, which means all the assets in Yuan Lin's name will also go to Xiaoze and Anan in the future. Mingyu, I know I can't give you marriage and I can't give you all of my love. But I promise you this, our children. I will inherit everything from me and Yuan Lin. She held his hand, promising with all her heart, Yuan Lin may have my heart, but you and our children will have all of my wealth. The video cut off there. I was gripping my phone so tightly that my knuckles turned bone white. She had my seminal vesicles taken from me. And now she wants my fortune too. Fine, Lin Shuyi. So this is the love you give me. I took a deep breath and called my divorce lawyer. The papers are drafted right. Get them over to her now. She's hosting a banquet where she's planning to publicly announce that all of our assets, mine and hers, are going to be inherited by those two bastards. The location of the banquet should be easy to find. I need you to get over there immediately. You have to make her sign the divorce papers before she makes that announcement. She can give her half of the fortune to whoever the hell she wants. But my half, I'd rather throw it all into the ocean than let them have a single cent. After I hung up, the professional team that was helping me disappear completely sent me a message. Mr. Zia, everything is ready. You can leave whenever you're ready. A faint smile finally broke through on my exhausted face. Less than half an hour after I sent them my location, the team had already arranged for someone to come get me. With them by my side, I boarded a flight to another country. Right before takeoff, I forwarded every single video Mingyu had sent me. To Lin Shuyi, adding one final message, don't bother apologizing. I will never forgive you. After sending it, I tossed my phone into a trash can and boarded the plane without a second thought. Meanwhile, the Lin family's banquet was just beginning and nearly every socialite and big name in high society was there. A huge crowd of media reporters had also arrived, setting up their cameras, waiting for Lin Shuyi to announce the day's main event. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend the Lin Group's banquet. Shuyi stood on the stage, her voice steady. I've invited you all here today because I have something important to announce. I believe some media outlets have already caught wind of some rumors. A while ago, my husband Jia Yuanlin and I adopted a pair of fraternal twins. I've always felt that adopted children are no different from biological ones, so today in front of all the media, I want to announce to the entire world that all the assets under the Lin Group's name will be entirely transferred to before she could finish. A man suddenly rushed onto the stage. President Lin, he shouted loudly, I am Mr. Jia Yuanlin's divorce lawyer. He has entrusted me to come here to serve you with divorce papers. This is the divorce agreement. Please sign it. With that one sentence, the entire banquet hall erupted into chaos. What's going on? Where did this lawyer come from? Jia Yuanlin wants to divorce Lin Shuyi. It must be because Jia Yuanlin doesn't want to hand over the entire Lin family fortune to adopted children who aren't his blood. So he's causing a scene, making Lin Shuyi choose between him and the kids. How could Jia Yuanlin do this if he disagreed? Couldn't he have said so in private? Making a scene in public like this is so humiliating. He probably tried to talk it out in private and failed, so he resorted to this. Better to be humiliated than to lose a fortune, right? The crowd buzzed with discussion. The reporters, as if on steroids, swarmed forward, cameras flashing wildly at Lin Shuyi. President Lin, are you really getting a divorce from Jia Yuanlin? President Lin is your divorce due to issues with the inheritance of your assets. President Lin, you and your husband are both so young. Why did you choose to adopt instead of having your own children? Countless microphones were shoved in Lin Shuyi's face, the reporters' questions becoming more and more invasive. One reporter even went for the jugular. President Lin, the reason you're not having children with your husband, is it because you can't? Lin Shuyi's face instantly darkened. She shot the reporter a death glare, her eyes looking as if she wanted to tear him to shreds. But she obviously couldn't deal with the reporter right now. The first priority was to get the situation under control. She took a deep breath and shouted, "Everyone be quiet!" Her voice commanded the attention of everyone present. As the crowd fell silent and looked up at her, Lin Shuyi took the microphone from her assistant and announced with a cold expression, "First of all, I will absolutely not divorce Jia Yuanlin. Jia Yuanlin is the only man I have ever loved in my life. I am his wife, and he is the only one worthy of being my husband. We will never get a divorce. All news about our divorce is just a rumor. I can tell you all with full responsibility. This marriage between me and Jia Yuanlin ends in widowhood, not divorce." Her words once again sent the entire banquet hall into an uproar. President Lin is truly the most powerful businesswoman in the country. That was so badass. No wonder Jia Yuanlin dared to pull a stunt like this. Turns out his wife dotes on him that much. I'm so jealous of Jia Yuanlin. If my wife were half as incredible as President Lin, I'd wake up smiling from my dreams. Amidst the countless voices of envy, a reporter's question cut through the noise. President Lin, since you and Jia Yuanlin aren't getting a divorce, then why didn't he attend tonight's banquet? Who is the man standing beside you, and why does he look so much like your adopted son? What is your relationship? On closer inspection, Your adopted daughter looks an awful lot like you. She couldn't be your illegitimate child, could she? Faced with the reporter's piercing question, the scene which had just been brought under control descended into chaos once more. Now that they mentioned it, the little girl really did look a lot like Lin Shuyi. In fact, the little boy's eyes looked a bit like Ms. Lin's too. Look at their eyes, their brow. The more you looked, the more you could see it, right? So that meant the twins weren't adopted at all. They were Lin Shuyi's children that she'd had in secret. No wonder Xia Yuanlin wanted to divorce her. Anyone would lose their mind in that situation. In fact, right from the start of the banquet, some sharp-eyed guests had already noticed that the twins Lin Shuyi adopted bore a striking resemblance to her. But anyone who makes it in high society knows how to play the game. Even if they noticed something was off, they wouldn't dare say a word. After all, the Lin family is rich and powerful. No one would dare to get on Lin Shuyi's bad side. But now that a reporter had called her out in public, the nature of the situation had completely changed. It was like her last bit of cover had been ripped away. All the dirty secrets hidden in the dark were suddenly dragged into the light. The banquet instantly erupted into chaos, and not even Lin Shuyi could get the situation back under control. But just then, as if on cue, Xia Yuanlin's divorce lawyer Lin Hexuan stepped forward with the divorce papers. "Ms. Lin, please sign," he said with a smile. "The sooner you sign, the sooner this is over." "Get lost!" Lin Shuyi was absolutely furious. She snatched the divorce papers and tore them to shreds. But it seemed Lin Hexuan had expected this. The moment she finished, he was smiling that same smile again, and pulled an identical copy from his briefcase. "Ms. Lin, I suggest you just sign peacefully." He said, "Don't make this difficult for me. After all, Mr. Xia paid me a very generous sum to help him end this unfortunate marriage. If you insist on refusing, then I'll have to resort to other methods." But before he could finish, Lin Shuyi grabbed him by the collar. "Who the hell do you think you are? To talk to me about divorce? Where is he now? I want to see him." Facing Lin Shuyi's rage, Lin Hexuan wasn't the least bit afraid. He just kept on smiling, like a cunning old fox. "Mr. Xia doesn't want to see you. He's already left, but before he went, he sent me something very interesting." He paused, then pulled out his phone and queued up a video. In it, Mingyu was on top of Lin Shuyi, laughing as he reached for her skirt. The video was silent. Lin Hexuan was very discreet, cupping his hand over the screen, so only Lin Shuyi could see the scandalous footage and no one else. "I imagine, Ms. Lin, that you wouldn't want a third person to see this video, would you?" he asked with a slight smile. He held the divorce papers out to her again. "So please sign. As soon as you sign, I'll delete the video. But if you don't, then I'll have no choice but to hand it over to my friends in the media. I'm sure they'd be very interested in this footage and in your relationship with Mr. Mingyu. Extremely interested." His words successfully enraged her. "Are you threatening me?" Her hands clenched into tight fists, as if she was about to slap him across the face. "You could say that." Lin Hexuan was still smiling. "You refused to sign peacefully, so I had to resort to other methods. And let me remind you, you're completely surrounded by the media. Are you sure you want to start something with me here?" Lin Shuyi's expression grew more and more terrifying. For a split second, he truly wanted to just throw caution to the wind and slap him, but he couldn't because he was surrounded by reporters. If he threw that slap, it would definitely be tomorrow's top headline. This is the information age, and as the CEO of the Lin Corporation, his every move could affect the stock market. The media was already making baseless speculations. They were guessing he had an illegitimate child out there. If he were to assault my divorce lawyer now, it would only make things worse. Despite the fire raging in his gut, he loosened his grip. "I want to see Yuanlin," he said with a hardened face. "I won't sign anything until I see Yuanlin. I've already told you Mr. Xia doesn't want to see you." Lin Hexuan refused. That's why he paid such a hefty sum. "For me to handle the divorce proceedings on his behalf." He paused. He pushed the divorce papers forward again. "I'll give you 2 days to sign this. Deliver these divorce papers to my law firm. If after 2 days, I don't see the signed agreement in my office, I will leak the video online. CEO Lin, just a friendly reminder, this isn't the only video I have." After saying that, he turned and left, leaving Lin Shuyi so angry his face turned black. But there was nothing he could do. 2 days later, Lin Hexuan got his wish. Lin Shuyi was waiting in his office. With a dark expression, he threw the divorce papers at him. "I've signed it. You can delete the video now, can't you?" Of course, Lin Hexuan smiled. After all, Mr. Xia also has a stake in the Lin Corporation. If the stock price plummets, his own finances will take a hit. "I would never harm my client's interests." As he spoke right in front of him, he deleted all the videos from his phone. Lin Shuyi shot him a vicious glare. He turned and left, but his departure was just for show. He had already arranged for his men to tail Lin Hexuan because he knew, As soon as Lin Quechuan got the signed papers, he would definitely contact me. As long as they tailed him, they could follow the trail right to my whereabouts. That's right, he signed the divorce papers not because he was afraid of Lin Quechuan's blackmail. His real goal was to find me. All units listen up. Keep a close watch on Lin Quechuan. The second he makes a move, notify me immediately. Lin Shuyi gave the order to his men through an earpiece. Among them, there was a top-tier hacker he had hired at great expense. The moment Lin Quechuan and I spoke, the hacker could instantly trace the call and pinpoint my location. And just as he predicted that very night, Lin Quechuan called me. Mr. Zia, I've obtained the divorce agreement. Over the phone, Lin Quechuan reported with a smile, Lin Shuyi has already signed it. We just need to go through the formalities at the Civil Affairs office and you'll have your divorce certificate very soon. He signed it so quickly on the other end of the line. My voice was filled with surprise. I was surprised. Not because I still held on to any illusions about Lin Shuyi, but because, in the divorce agreement, I had explicitly demanded that Mingyu return the golden pouch. That was the condition I had set in the agreement. Did he agree to everything? I asked, a little unsure. He didn't make any secret changes to the divorce papers, did he? You don't have to worry about that, Mr. Zia. Lin Quechuan said that after Lin Shuyi sent over the divorce papers, he specifically checked all the terms and there wasn't a single trace of any changes. He agreed to all of your demands, including getting back the personal funds that Mingyu took from you. Really? I let out a soft laugh. Like, for him to agree to even that, he's really... I didn't say the rest out loud. For him to agree to even that, he's truly heartless. Heartless not just to me, but to Mingyu as well. I suppose the only person that man truly loves is himself. But in reality, Lin Shuyi barely even glanced at the divorce papers. He just signed them straight away because he didn't want a divorce at all. Signing was just a way to use the papers as bait to lure me out of hiding. And right at that moment, as Lin Quechuan and I were on the phone, the elite hacker that Lin Shuyi had paid a fortune for was tracking my location through the call. The hacker was hidden on the floor below Lin Quechuan's office. The closer he was, the stronger the signal, and the more accurate the location. After leaving Lin Quechuan's office, Lin Shuyi immediately went downstairs to find the hacker. "How's it going?" he asked anxiously. "Have you found Yuan Lin?" "I'm still breaking through," the hacker said. "There's a skilled hacker who installed an anti-tracking system on your ex-husband's phone. This system is tricky to crack. I need more time." "What ex-husband? Yuan Lin and I are not divorced," Lin Shuyi snapped. "Those divorce papers! Lin Quechuan threatened me into signing them. They don't count." In his mind, he and I were just having a little spat. Our bond was deep. We would never get divorced over something so small. All he had to do now was find me quickly. Once he found me and explained everything, we could go back to how we were, so to hell with ex-husband and divorce. He'd said it long ago, our marriage would end in death, not divorce. There was no divorce. "I've cracked it," the hacker suddenly shouted excitedly. "I've cracked it. Zia Yuan Lin is in the state of Alaska in Country K." Without a moment's hesitation, Lin Shuyi bought a ticket and flew to Country K. During the few days I was missing, he had been going insane with worry, searching the whole world for me. He sent out every subordinate he had, but they all came back with nothing. It was as if I had vanished into thin air without a single word. Everything in the Lin family home that was related to me disappeared as if an invisible hand had intentionally erased every trace of my existence. The huge mansion was emptied in an instant. Not only could he not find me, he couldn't even feel my presence anymore. He couldn't find a single photograph of me. He knew he had tons of my pictures saved on his phone, but he didn't know if someone had accidentally deleted them, or if something was wrong with his phone. All the pictures were just gone. Even my WeChat contact had vanished from his friend list. He was sure he hadn't deleted or blocked me. My contact just disappeared out of thin air, and so did my phone number. He couldn't find me, and he had no way to contact me anymore. When he realized he had truly completely lost me, a wave of unprecedented panic washed over him. I was his entire life. He couldn't lose me. In that instant, he lost all reason. He began to search for any trace of me more frantically than ever. But in the end, he found nothing. So after signing the divorce papers, he immediately had his men spend a fortune to hire a master hacker from the dark web. "Do you know why everything related to my wife just vanished from my phone?" he asked the hacker holding his phone. "Her photos, her contact info, even the social media posts I made about her, everything's just gone." The hacker took the phone, glanced at it for a moment, and had his answer. "Your phone was hacked," he said, his fingers flying across the keys. Soon an app he had never seen before magically appeared on the screen. "I never installed this," he said, completely shocked. "How did it get here?" You don't need to install it. As long as a hacker with special equipment gets close to your phone, they can pair with it remotely, the hacker explained. And then when you're not paying attention, they can control your phone. Is that even possible? They don't even need to have the phone, just get near it to connect. He couldn't believe it. Well, it's not that easy. A normal person could never do it. Only a top-tier hacker could. The hacker smiled. And that's only because you don't have any security software on your phone. I'll install some anti-intrusion software for you in a bit. That way, no matter how good the hacker is, they won't be able to easily get into your phone again. So, can you recover the data that was on my phone? He asked. That data holds all the sweet memories between my husband and me. If you can get it back, I'll pay whatever it costs. Before I left, I had forwarded all those taunting videos Mingyu sent me to Lin Shuying. But the professional team I hired didn't know that. And they made a huge mistake. After my plane took off, the hacker on my team activated the program. It deleted everything related to me from Lin Shuying's phone. So in reality, he never received a single one of those taunting videos. But now, his phone was in the hands of a super hacker. Restoring the data took some time, but eventually, the hacker managed to recover everything. Right before the plane took off, he handed the phone back. I've restored all the data for you. Your wife has blocked you on everything. The most I can do is restore your chat history. Getting yourself off the block list is up to you. He nodded. This is more than enough. Thank you. Don't mention it. The hacker chuckled. After all, I'm just doing the job I was paid for. He immediately had his men settle the final payment with the hacker. He even added a generous tip as a thank you. After paying, he took his phone and boarded the plane. He wasn't in a rush to check the phone. After all, the hacker did say that I had already blocked all of his contact methods. Even if my contact info was now back in his friends list, he still couldn't send me a message. At best, all she could do was stare at their old chat history and feel miserable. But she wasn't the type to wallow in her feelings scrolling through old chats and crying her eyes out after a breakup. That was just pathetic. As the girl who had everything, she'd never do something so lame. So for the entire flight, she just kept her eyes closed, resting. She didn't even glance at her phone. I am not a failure. And I'm not some pathetic loser. On this trip to Country K, I will win him back and we'll be just like we were before. After a long 23-hour flight, the plane touched down smoothly. They had finally arrived in Country K. As soon as Lin Shuyi got off the plane, she didn't come looking for me right away. First, she found a hotel, checked in to freshen up, and then ordered her assistant to go to a nearby mall to buy her a couture gown. She changed her clothes, had her hair styled, and made sure she looked absolutely perfect and beautiful from head to toe. Only then, completely satisfied, did she go to find me carrying a huge bouquet of roses. At that very moment, I was taking a walk in a nearby park with a friend. She was a younger student from my university days, named Lin Ying. We were strolling along, laughing and talking. Suddenly, Lin Shuyi appeared out of nowhere. You and Lin, so this is why you ran off to Country K for her. Her eyes were wide with fury. I knew you two had a thing back in college, I was right. Yunlin, you're meeting your old flame behind my back. Do you even still consider me your wife? Lin Ying wasn't just a younger classmate of mine, she was also Lin Shuyi's rival. Back in school, Lin Ying had a huge crush on me and was always by my side. We were on the verge of becoming a couple, but then Lin Shuyi came out of nowhere. It was love at first sight for her and she began to pursue me relentlessly. Her pursuit was so intense no man could have possibly resisted. Sending a huge bouquet of roses every day was just the beginning. She even sent me a diamond ring. Every single day. From the moment I first laid eyes on you. I knew I was going to marry you, she once confessed to me with so much passion. You don't have to accept my love right now, but I'm going to send you one diamond ring every day. Until you finally say yes, I know. Your favorite story is 1001 Nights, so I will send you 1001 diamond rings. I hope that by the time I send the 1001st ring, you'll accept me. When that day comes, I'll have all 1001 of those rings ground into dust. Then I'll hire the best designer to create a suit for you with the diamond dust woven right into the fabric. And on that day, I want you to wear that suit, the one called the 1001 Nights suit, and come marry me. Under her relentless pursuit, I quickly fell for her, but at the same time, Lin Ying had to move to Country K with her whole family due to some family issues. She got into a graduate program in Country K, and so our budding romance was snuffed out before it could even start. Lin Ying always had a crush on me, but she never confessed. And now that she was moving, there was really no point, so before she left, she just gave me a polite farewell, and that was it. Yuen Lin, if you ever get a chance to come to Country K, you have to come find me, she said. I hope we get the chance to see each other again. Okay. I agreed without a second thought. But if I do, you're treating me to dinner, model. No problem, Lin Yingying said with a smile because she had never confessed to me. So I had no idea she ever liked me. I always just thought of her as a junior from school. I didn't even come to Country K for her. It was because one of my best friends lives here. I came to Country K to hang out with him and clear my head. After staying for a while, I planned to travel to other countries, just sightseeing and de-stressing. Since we all went to the same school, my buddy knew Lin Yingying too. The two of them had kept in touch here in Country K. After I arrived, my friend casually mentioned, "Hey, you want to go hang out with Lin Yingying?" That's when it hit me. I think I promised her that if I ever came to Country K, I'd look her up. So I decided to send her a message. I asked if she wanted to grab dinner sometime. "Of course," Lin Yingying replied almost instantly. "We made a promise, if you come to Country K, I'm treating you." I was surprised she actually remembered an offhand joke I'd made so many years ago. So we set a time to meet for dinner. I didn't think anything of it. I even asked my buddy to come along. Unfortunately, halfway through the meal, my friend got an urgent call from work and had to leave early. In my eyes, my relationship with Lin Yingying was completely platonic. We had nothing to hide. But Lin Shuyi didn't see it that way. She had sensed Lin Yingying's feelings for me a long time ago and had always been really hostile toward her. "Do you have any idea how worried I was when you disappeared?" she said, her voice full of anguish. "I was going crazy looking for you, and what do? You go behind my back to secretly meet an old flame." "Oh, the moment I saw her, the smile on my face froze. "Lin Shuyi, what the hell is wrong with you?" I said coldly. "What old flame Lin Yingying is a junior from my school. Our relationship isn't as sordid as you think. Please show some respect." "A junior," Lin Shuyi scoffed. "Sure, you see her as a junior. But who knows how she sees you?" I couldn't take it anymore. "Lin Shuyi, you're being completely unreasonable. Do you think everyone is as dirty and deceitful as you and Ji Mingyu?" The moment she heard me mention Ji Mingyu, her expression changed. "How many more times do I have to explain this to you? There's nothing going on between me and Mingyu. His father is my mentor. Mingyu saved my life in an avalanche once. I'm just grateful to him. I'm only nice to him to repay that debt. Other than that, I have absolutely no other feelings for him." Same old story. I laughed. "Lin Shuyi, didn't you get my message?" "Message? What message?" Lin Shuyi looked confused. "Did you hire a hacker to get into my phone? Do you realize that hacker deleted everything related to you from my phone? Even if you were mad at me, you shouldn't have done something so drastic. Do you have any idea that I couldn't find you or contact you all this time? I've been going out of my mind with worry." I lowered my eyes, my expression still cold. "Is that so? Well, then I guess you really didn't get my message. What a shame. I already threw the phone away. So now I can't take those videos and shove them right in your face." I paused, then completely changed my tone. "Go talk to my lawyer. My lawyer has all the videos Ji Mingyu sent me." Lin Shuyu froze. He instantly remembered the party 2 days ago. The video Lin Hexuan had shown him. The party was chaotic back then. He had too much on his mind to wonder where the video came from. He just assumed Lin Hexuan had paid a private investigator to film it. But thinking back now, the angle of that video, it didn't look like it was filmed by a PI at all. It looked more like Ji Mingyu had secretly recorded it on his phone. First-person perspective. "Ji Mingyu sent you those videos." His eyes widened in disbelief. "Is he insane? I specifically warned him not to involve you." I let out a cold laugh. "Lin Shuyu. So you finally admit it. You and Ji Mingyu have been fooling around for a long time. You even have children together. Did you really think I didn't know? Xia Zheyu and Xia Anan are your illegitimate children, the ones you gave birth to for Ji Mingyu." Those words hit Lin Shuyu like a bolt of lightning. He guiltily averted his gaze, unable to meet my eyes any longer. "Ruin Li, calm down, it's not what you think." He never in a million years thought I knew this much. He assumed I'd only suspected he was cheating. He thought I'd hired a private investigator who then captured videos and photos of him and Ji Mingyu being intimate. That after seeing them, I would be heartbroken and choose to leave. Before coming to Country K, he had his whole speech prepared. First, he would sweet-talk me, and then he'd get on his knees and admit his mistake. He'd swear he would never do it again. With that whole routine, he was sure I'd soften up, then he would press his advantage. While still kneeling, he'd say through a flood of tears that as compensation, "I'm willing to transfer all of my property to your name. Ruin Li, if I ever dare to cheat again, you can kick me to the curb. Let me leave with nothing." He was confident that this whole performance would absolutely make me forgive him, and transferring his assets didn't matter. After all, I don't have a uterus, so I can't have children. As long as I forgave him and agreed to remarry, all that property would just end up being inherited by little Z and Anan anyway. So whether he transferred it to me or not, the result was the same. It was just a tactic to lure me back. Ruin Lee, you have to believe me, I love you. But since he hadn't anticipated me knowing so much, his pre-written script was now completely useless. He had to improvise on the spot. As a result, he started rambling. Me and Mingyu. Actually, it was all Mingyu's fault. He drugged me. I was drugged when we slept together, and then I got pregnant. I didn't want to have the baby, but right at that moment, Mingyu's father was diagnosed with brain cancer. He was about to die, and the old man's only wish before he passed was to hold his grandchild. If I had gotten an abortion, then it would have been like pushing my own teacher to his grave. Ruin Lee, surely you can understand, right? I could never do something that monstrous. So I could only agree to have the baby. The more he talked, the more he seemed to convince himself that his story made sense. She even started getting emotional, acting all self-sacrificing. Yuan Lin, I've never had the courage to tell you. You're infertile. The reason I insisted we not have kids wasn't because I didn't want to have your children, it was because you can't. I was afraid telling you the truth would crush your self-esteem, so I kept it a secret. Now that Mingyu and I have had children, isn't this perfect? Mingyu is going to die soon, and his idea is that we can take Xiaoze and An and raise them as our own. That way you'll have heirs to carry on your name. This is a good thing. Why are you so angry about it? Listening to this outrageous nonsense, I almost laughed out of pure rage. Lin Shuyi, if that's how you see it. Should I be thanking you? You and Lin, don't be like that, she said earnestly. I know you can't accept it right now, but I really did all of this for your own good. Even though you're not related to Xiaoze and An by blood after Mingyu dies, you'll be their only father. In time, they'll grow close to you. She really painted a beautiful picture, but would reality ever turn out like that? Knowing the dark personalities of those two kids, it was more likely that after Mingyu died, they would think I was the one who killed their father. Forget about peace and quiet. I'd be lucky if they didn't try to kill me. Besides, I knew better than anyone. Mingyu doesn't have cancer. Lin Shuyi, stop kidding yourself. I shook her off and said with a stone-cold face, you know better than anyone else. Mingyu doesn't have cancer. The two of you have been sleeping together so much you've nearly broken the bed. Does a man with cancer really have that kind of energy to fool around with you? Lin Shuyi's face changed again. It was obvious she had also noticed something was off with Mingyu, but she refused to admit it, because once she did, she wouldn't be able to have her affair with a clear conscience. No, that can't be right, she said, putting on an act. I took Mingyu to get checked myself. Before she could finish, I cut her off coldly. Lin Shuyi, the way you lie to my face is disgusting. I don't want to waste another breath on you. Please leave immediately, or I'm calling the police. You and Lin, let me explain. She wouldn't give up and tried to grab my hand again. But this time, before her hand could touch me, Lin Yin had already raised hers and slapped Lin Shuyi hard across the face. I can't listen to this anymore. Lin Yin said coldly, how can someone as shameless as you even exist in this world? Cheating on your husband is one thing, but to go on and on about it, like you did some noble, righteous deed. Lin Shuyi, you truly are a disgrace to all women. How did I ever lose to you? A disgusting piece of trash like this. The slap was vicious. Lin Shuyi's face was instantly bruised and blood trickled from the corner of her mouth. You bitch! She clutched her face and shrieked at Lin Yin. What's it to you? Yuan Lin is my husband? This is our family business. It's none of your concern. I shot her a cold glance. Lin Shuyi, don't forget you already signed the divorce papers. We are already divorced. What divorce? I don't recognize it, she said, gritting her teeth. That divorce agreement. Lin Hexuan threatened me into signing it. It doesn't count. Besides, the only reason I signed those divorce papers was to use him to find you. Yuanli, I love you. I don't want this divorce. You're my life. I can't live without you. Faced with her profound confession, all I felt was disgust. I was done wasting my breath, so I just pulled out my phone to call the cops. Seeing this, Lin Shuyi panicked and lunged to stop me, but she missed again. Lin Yin stepped forward, completely blocking me from her view. Didn't you hear my senior? He's already divorced you. Please leave immediately and stop harassing him. Otherwise, don't blame me for what happens next. My senior is a gentleman. He doesn't hit women. But I'm different. I have no problem putting scum like you in your place. Lin Shuyi was already furious, and Lin Yin had provoked her again and again. This was the last straw. Lin Yin, are you that pathetic? So desperate you have to steal other women's men. In her rage, she lost all control and reached out, grabbing right for Lin Yin's hair. But Lin Yin was no pushover. It was as if she knew Lin Shuyi would attack. Before her hand even got close, Lin Yin had already dodged to the side, and just like that, the two women started brawling. Both were seething with rage. Lin Shuyi was mad that Lin Yin was meddling, And Lin Yin hated that Lin Shuyi had me but didn't cherish me. To mistreat her former idol like this was simply unforgivable. Lin Yin, I knew you liked Wenli too, you shameless homewrecker. Let's see if I don't beat you to death today. That's right, I do like Yuan Li. You were the one who got him, but you didn't cherish him. Instead, you cheated on him after you got married and broke his heart. A pathetic woman like you doesn't deserve Yuan Li. You're the one who interfered in someone's marriage and you think you're in the right. Let me tell you, Yuan Li is mine. I married him. He's mine for life, so don't even think about getting between us. Lin Shuyi, do you think this is some feudal society? Even married people can get divorced. If you think you can own Yuan Li forever, then keep on dreaming. Both of them were trained fighters. Lin Yin had studied Sanda, and Lin Shuyi had trained in boxing. Going blow for blow, it was hard to tell who was winning. Thankfully, I'd already called the police and they arrived quickly. Lin Yin and Lin Shuyi were both put in handcuffs. Officer, you're finally here, Lin Shuyi said in fluent English. The man who called the police is my husband. We just had a little misunderstanding. I was trying to explain it to him when this woman came up and slapped me. Look, you can still see her nail marks on my face, she said, pointing indignantly at Lin Yin. She's the one who attacked me for no reason, meddling in other people's family business. Officer, you need to arrest her immediately, but no matter how fluently she spoke English, the police completely ignored her because I was the one who made the call. They always hear the caller's side of the story first. An officer walked over to me and asked gently, hello, sir. Is what that lady said true? Are you her husband? If there's been some kind of misunderstanding, please, you have to tell me. We're the police. We're here to help you. That's right. Tell him right now, am I your wife or not? Lin Shuyi looked at me, her eyes filled with hope. We're the ones who are married. We are a family. Lin Ying is an outsider. She was full of hope, certain that I would clear everything up with the police. After all, they were a family. Ranjo Aze is your brother. I'm your sister-in-law, but I'm also your big sister. That will never change as long as you still acknowledge me as your sister. We can be just like we were in the past, no matter what you want to do. I will always support you. Hearing this, Meng Ranjo suddenly looked up. I don't want to just be your little brother. The baby in your belly is our child. Sister Xinyan, I'm the baby's father. Grandpa told us to go back to the old estate to discuss our wedding. In the future, I will be your husband. Zhang Xinyan looked down and said with a firm tone, I am absolutely not keeping this child, and I will not marry you. Meng Ranjo glared at her fiercely. He said with determination, I am keeping this child, and you and I are getting married. Zhang Xinyan stared back at him coldly, the fury in her eyes on full display. No one can force me into any decision, not even my grandfather. I am getting rid of this baby and you can't stop me. Meng Ranjo gritted his teeth, glaring at her with hostile eyes. What if you say no? That's fine. I have plenty of ways to make you talk. Zhang Xinyan sat down, looking down on him with an arrogant gaze. If you don't want things to get ugly, you'd better just cooperate. Meng Ranjo couldn't help but shiver, his face turning pale. You're going to burn bridges with me and the Meng family for him. Why shouldn't I? With his eyes full of resentment, Meng Ranjo ran off in a hurry. Zhang Xinyan gently pressed her temples. She wasn't sure if it was because she'd caught a chill or from not having rested properly for several days. She felt incredibly exhausted and had no heart to care about anything else. She just collapsed onto the sofa, letting the fatigue wash over her as she drifted off to sleep. Even when an ex-husband or ex-wife has already started dating when they have a new lover, these stalkers often become mentally twisted by jealousy and then start murdering their ex-spouses to vent their rage. And Lin Shuyi's current behavior was a perfect match for these criminals. She'd even stalked him all the way to another country. How could the police possibly let that slide? In their eyes, this was a top priority case. If they handled it improperly, it could easily lead to a tragic murder. Lin Shuyi was detained for a week. When she was released, the police fitted her with an electronic ankle monitor. If she ever got near me again, the monitor would emit a piercing alarm and the nearest officers would be alerted immediately, rushing over to protect me. As for Lin Ying, on the other hand, even though she was the one who got physical, I testified for her. I said she only struck first because she couldn't stand to watch the ex-wife's outrageous behavior any longer. So she was released without any charges. Comparing their two situations, Lin Shuyi felt indescribably awful, but she didn't blame me. After getting out of jail, she finally turned on her phone and carefully read the chat history I'd sent her. The moment she saw it, she instantly understood everything. It turned out Mingyu was behind it all. She was grinding her teeth in fury. That bastard actually sent those kinds of videos to Yuan Lin. The content of the videos was absolutely vile, and under every video were taunting messages from Mingyu. Staring at those provocative texts, Lin Shuyi's face darkened with rage. You've got some nerve, Mingyu! I spoiled you rotten, and I was even planning to leave my entire fortune to your two children to inherit. And you stabbed me in the back like this. The more she stewed on it, the angrier she became, and she immediately flew back to China. She was ready to teach Mingyu a serious lesson. Auntie, you're back. Upon seeing her, Mingyu immediately put on a bright smile. He approached her and asked gently, "Oh, it's you. Did you find Yuan Lin?" Lin Shuyi snorted coldly, glancing at him. "Mingyu, tell me why Yuan Lin, completely out of the blue, would want to divorce me." The expression on Mingyu's face froze, but he quickly composed himself. I don't know." He lowered his eyes. "Maybe it's because Yuan Lin, he doesn't want you to leave your entire fortune, to be inherited by Xiaoze and Anan." As he spoke, his voice got quieter and quieter. "Auntie, what do? I get the feeling Yuan Lin doesn't like Xiaoze and Anan. What if he mistreats them after I die? Xiaoze and Anan are my whole world. If they're not living well, I won't be able to rest in peace even in my grave." The more he talked, the more despondent he became, as if he were ready to die at any second. If this had been before seeing him in such a depressed state, Lin Shuyi's heart would have ached for him, but now all she felt for him was disgust. "That's right, you have cancer. You're about to die any minute now." She let out a vicious laugh and suddenly lunged, grabbing him by the throat. "Didn't you tell me before that you had 1 week to live at most? But it's been over half a month now. Why aren't you dead yet? Mingyu, don't tell me you don't have cancer and you've just been playing me this whole time." Suddenly being choked, Mingyu wasn't actually that scared. After all, there was a massive difference in physical strength between a man and a woman, even if he had trained in boxing. It would be incredibly difficult for her to choke to death a man so much taller and larger than herself. But he still put on a panicked act. "No, Auntie, I'm not playing you, Auntie. Are you trying to kill me? Let go, I can't breathe." This time, however, his depressed act and show of weakness had no effect on her. She smirked coldly. "You're not playing me? Then how about we go right now? Then take you to the hospital for a checkup. There's nothing I hate more in this life than being played for a fool. If those test results show you don't have cancer, I promise I will shove a pile of carcinogens down your throat and make damn sure you get cancer for real." That one sentence made the color drain from Mingyu's face. No, don't." His face deathly pale, he screamed at the top of his lungs, "Auntie, I was wrong. I'm begging you, please let me go. I didn't mean to trick you. The only reason I did it is because I'm so in love with you. Just like you fell madly in love with me, I love you so much that I've lost all reason. I love you so much that I started to become insanely jealous of Yuan Lin. I don't want to be your dirty little secret, a lover who can never see the light of day. I want to stand by your side out in the open," he confessed with a look of deep passion. Lin Shuyi's face showed no trace of emotion. He merely twisted his lips into a sneer. The expression on his face was less a smile and more a look of pure malice. "So you secretly recorded a video of us being intimate, and then you sent it to Yuan Lin behind my back." Mingyu's face instantly turned as white as a sheet. "You knew all along." That question successfully enraged Lin Shuyi. He spun around and slapped him. The blow sent him sprawling to the floor. "You worthless piece of trash. How many times did I warn you? I told you not to cause trouble in front of Yuan Lin. But you actually went and provoked him. And after I was so good to you, I even transplanted Yuan Lin's golden storage pouch to you. And you still stabbed me in the back." The more he spoke, the angrier he became, spewing uncontrollable curses. He charged forward and kicked him hard in the stomach. "It's all your fault. All your fault. If it weren't for you, Yuan Lin would never have found out I was cheating. It's all your fault. If it weren't for you, Yuan Lin would never have left me." He kicked him viciously in the stomach several more times. But it still wasn't enough to quell his rage. He grabbed his hair and slammed his head against the nearby wall. Mingyu, were you proud of yourself in that video? Did you think that if Yuan Lin left me, you could just step in and take his place? That you could become my husband in your dreams? In my heart, you're not even worth the dirt under Yuan Lin's toenails." He continued to curse without restraint while gripping his hair. He smashed his head against the wall again and again. Mingyu could have broken free, but he was used to playing weak and pathetic in front of him, so he didn't struggle. Instead, he gritted his teeth and endured it, hoping to earn his sympathy. But this time, he felt no pity for him. Soon his head was bashed open and bleeding profusely. The snow-white wall was stained with a large crimson patch of blood. By the time he wanted to fight back, it was too late. He collapsed in a pool of his own blood, unable to move, able only to beg for mercy in despair. "No, I don't believe it. Ai, you said you loved me. You said your love for me was driving you crazy. I don't believe it. I don't believe that in your eyes I'm nothing compared to Yuan Lin," he cried as he struggled to crawl toward his feet. He reached out a blood-soaked hand to touch his long, slender leg. "I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Ai, you love me. You have to love me, right?" But Lin Shuyi simply lifted his foot and kicked him aside with an annoyed expression. I did like you a little, but what I liked was that you were obedient and knew how to please me. That you knew how to keep me happy," he sneered. "Do you understand now? In my eyes, you're like a pet dog. I'll play with you when I'm happy. And when I'm not, I can stomp you to death whenever I want. But Yuan Lin is different. He is the love of my life. Only a pristine flower on a high mountain like him is worthy of being my true love. As for you, you're just a bed warmer I've gotten tired of. You used to be obedient enough. So I was willing to be good to you, willing to throw you a few scraps of my love. If you had just continued to serve me quietly, known your place, and not caused trouble, I wouldn't have minded keeping you around. But you never, ever should have. Paraded yourself in front of Yuan Lin. Yuan Lin is my life. I can't live without him. And you dared to stab me in the back, sending him those disgusting videos and provoking him over and over again. Mingyu, you've crossed the line." As she spoke, she grabbed him by the neck and said viciously, "Because of you, Yuan Lin is trying to divorce me now. He even called the cops and got a restraining order against me. You disgusting man. You've made my life a living hell. So tell me, how should I punish you?" A shiver of fear shot through Mingyu, and he quickly begged for mercy. "Auntie, I was wrong. I'll never do it again. Please just let me go. I'll behave from now on, I promise. I'll be good. I'll do whatever you say. I'll never cross the line again. Please spare me." But Lin Shuyi's gaze only grew colder. "So you finally learned your lesson. Too bad it's too late," she said coldly. "Like I said before, I hate being played for a fool. Since you claim to have cancer, then you can go to the hospital and get chemotherapy. When you're sick, you need to get proper treatment, right?" As she spoke, a strange and terrifying smile spread across her face. Mingyu seemed to realize something, and he began to struggle frantically. "No, Lin Shuyi, you can't do this to me. I'm Xiaozi and Anan's father if you do this to me." "Xiaozi and Anan will never forgive you," Lin Shuyi laughed sinisterly. "For that to happen, Xiaozi and Anan would have to know what I did. Besides, I think if they knew the truth, they'd hate you even more. Because originally they were supposed to inherit my entire fortune. But now because of you, they won't inherit a single penny." Mingyu snapped his head up, staring at her in disbelief. "What do you mean? Xiaozi and Anan are your own flesh and blood? You wouldn't abandon them too, would you?" "I'd like to take care of them, but Yuan Lin already knows they're your children," Lin Shuyi said coldly. "I know Yuan Lin. Even if he eventually forgives me, he will never accept those two bastards. So it's a shame, but your two little bastards will inherit nothing. I'll have them adopted out to some childless elders in a branch of the Lin family. Then I'll announce to the world that they're distant relatives. They won't starve to death, but they can forget about ever inheriting the Lin family fortune. Lin Shuyi, Xiaozi, and Anan are your own flesh and blood. You pay for this!" Mingyu roared frantically, but it was useless. A group of doctors in white coats forcibly dragged him away. Lin Shuyi announced to the public that Mingyu had cancer and had to undergo chemotherapy. But in reality, he didn't have cancer at all. When cancer patients undergo chemotherapy, the machine helps kill the cancer cells in their bodies, but while the machine kills cancer cells, it also kills healthy cells, which is why the process is so painful. Many patients become weaker and weaker during chemotherapy. Their hair gradually falls out and they become more and more haggard. And now Mingyu, who didn't even have cancer, was being forced by doctors to undergo daily chemotherapy. All the side effects of chemotherapy appeared on him. His hair started falling out in clumps, and soon there was little left of his once flowing hair. He was becoming bald. His skin began to age, covered in dark spots and wrinkles. In less than a month, it was as if he had suddenly aged more than a dozen years. That wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was, Lin Shuyi also ordered the doctors to take the seminal vesicle that originally belonged to me and dig it back out of his body. The trauma from the surgery made him age even faster in an instant. And just as he said, his two children were sent to a branch of the Lin family. Although it was just a branch family, the Lin clan is huge and powerful, so by all rights, the two kids should have had a decent life there. But many in the Lin family had already guessed that they were the illegitimate children of Mingyu and Lin Shuyi. And because of this whole affair, I was in the middle of divorcing him. Everyone in the Lin family knows that I'm the apple of Lin Shuyi's eye. If you offend Lin Shuyi, you might survive because you could always come to me and beg for mercy. But if you offend me, then your life is completely over. The servants in these big families are experts at sucking up to the powerful and kicking down the weak. Since these two children's father had offended me, the servants naturally wouldn't treat them well. The future for these twins was not going to be easy, but Lin Shuyi couldn't care less about any of that. Right now, her mind was completely filled with thoughts of returning to Country K and bringing me back. Yuanling, I'm begging you, please just give me 10 minutes. Just hear me out. After flying back to Country Kid, the first thing he did was find me, get on his knees, and repent with all his heart. Yuanling, I'm completely done with Ji Mingyu. I've already sent the 2 children away. I swear I will never let Ji Mingyu or those wretched kids appear before you ever again. From now on, my heart and my entire being belong only to you along with all of my assets. I'll transfer every last bit of my property into your name. I know I was wrong. Please just give me one more chance. I promise I will never ever let you down again. If I betray you again, you can throw me out of the house. Let me leave with nothing. It should all be over. He thought he had personally put an end to everything. Ji Mingyu had received the punishment he deserved and the children were sent away. He had even retrieved my seminal vesicle. He believed he had single-handedly put a stop to this whole farce. Now I should give him another chance. Everyone deserves a second chance, Yuanling. For you I even sent away little Zay and Anan. He said, because to me you are the most important person in my life. If you don't like them, I'm even willing to send away my own flesh and blood. I love you. I would do anything for you. Faced with his passionate confession, I just found it laughable. I shot him a cold glance, my face completely blank. So you just went behind my back and secretly had my seminal vesicle transplanted into Ji Mingyu? Is that what you call loving me, Lin Shuyi? Your love is terrifying. Lin Shuyi's expression changed and he stammered, How did you know about that? Who told you I didn't say a word? My gaze just growing colder and colder, he immediately changed his tune. Never mind. None of that is important. Yuanling, I've already gotten your seminal vesicle back. If you want a child, we can have one together. I swear after our child is born, I will spend my entire life loving and protecting you and our child. Lin Shuyi, you're completely delusional. I couldn't be bothered to waste another word on him. I just dialed the police. But in reality, I didn't even have to call the police. They were already on their way. Because he had a criminal record in Country K the moment he stepped foot back in the country, he was fitted with an electronic ankle monitor. From the second he saw me, the ankle monitor had already called the police for me. The cops arrived in a flash and slapped the cuffs on him once again. But he still wouldn't give up. Even as he was being dragged into the police car, he kept yelling, I won't give up. I'll prove to you with my actions that I truly love you. And for the rest of my life, you're the only one I'll ever love. You just wait, I will win you back. And he really did what he said. Even though every time he got close, the electronic monitor on his ankle would let out a piercing alarm, and the police would arrive within 10 minutes to immediately detain him. But he still refused to give up. Every time he got out of jail, he would immediately come looking for me. As time went on, he spent a fortune to hire a hacker to break into the chip in his ankle monitor. That way he could approach me without any restraint. I was completely fed up. Finally, I made a decision. I posted all those videos Ji Mingyu had sent me online. Lin Shuyi, do you understand now? It's completely impossible between us, I said with a cold expression. We're not fighting, and this isn't some petty squabble. We were done a long time ago. I don't love you. In fact, I hate you. I don't even hate Ji Mingyu that much. But I hate you because you betrayed my love. I hope your reputation is ruined. After saying that, I posted all the videos of Lin Shuyi and Ji Mingyu's affair online. The moment the videos were released, they instantly caused a massive stir on the internet. To be honest, after that banquet, all kinds of rumors were already circulating within our social circle. But those rumors were only spreading within the small circle of high society. They hadn't reached the public eye, so even though Lin Shuyi's reputation took a hit, the Lin Group's stock didn't fluctuate too much, but now with the videos posted directly online, netizens were suddenly furious and everyone started to condemn Lin Shuyi. I'm seriously gonna puke. I can't believe Lin Shuyi is this kind of person. He was always putting on this devoted lover act. Turns out he's wilder than anyone behind the scenes. This is hilarious. I remember he was voted National Model Husband by netizens. So this is the so-called National Model Husband. The internet sure knows how to pick him. Back in the day, Lin Shuyi attracted a ton of fans with his wife-doting persona, and his company grew bigger and bigger. But the internet is a double-edged sword. It made him and it broke him. Now his image had completely collapsed and the Lin Group's stock was hit hard. It plummeted for over a month straight, evaporating tens of billions out of thin air. He suffered a catastrophic loss, but I, long before uploading the videos, had already finalized our divorce and divided our assets. So my own assets weren't affected at all. Not only that, out of sympathy, many netizens started to frantically support my company. Originally, after the divorce, I was only left with a few small clothing companies. But now, with the support of the netizens, business was getting better and better. Let our man thrive on his own, get away from that trashy woman, and start a new life. I heard that bitch even tricked him out of his V-card. Our poor handsome blondie has been through too much. We have to support our guy. You got this. Don't let that scumbag get to you. Life is still beautiful. seeing all the encouragement from everyone online. It warms my heart, although I haven't completely stepped out of the shadow of this marriage. I believe time will heal all wounds. One day I'll be whole again. Right now I've got money, looks, and time. There's no reason I can't move on, so I started traveling the world. Partly to avoid Lin Shuyi and partly to heal on the road. Hey, handsome senior, I heard you're traveling the world. Need a travel buddy? Right before I was about to leave, Lin Yinyin suddenly appeared at the airport. She smiled at me, her eyes full of affection. I couldn't help but chuckle. Junior, if you just want to travel, we can go together. But if you're hoping to pursue me on this trip, you should probably forget it. I just got out of a failed marriage and my head's a mess right now. I won't be thinking about romance for a long, long time. Please understand. My gentle rejection didn't deter her. She came up next to me and said with unshakable resolve, "That's okay, Yuanli, I can wait. I already missed my chance with you once. I don't want to miss it a second time. No matter how long it takes, I'm willing to wait. And besides, I really do just want to travel. You don't have to feel any pressure, just think of me as a travel buddy." I couldn't say no to that, so I agreed to travel with her. Maybe someday in the future, my hope and love will be reignited, and I'll accept her feelings. Or maybe I'm already too disillusioned with love, and I'll never be able to accept her, but none of that matters right now. I'll let the future me worry about the future. Right now, I just want to chase the horizon. Meanwhile, Lin Shuyi, after I released the video of her and Mingyu cheating, she finally understood that we were completely over. There was no going back. For the rest of her life, she would live with endless regret. As the plane broke through the clouds, I looked out the window at the sky. The sunlight was blinding, making my eyes sting. I remembered the weather was just like this 5 years ago, when Lin Shuyi and I sat on a bench outside the civil affairs office waiting to get our marriage license. She was wearing a white dress, her hair down, smiling like a little girl. "Yuan Li?" she'd asked. "How long do you think we'll be together?" That's what she asked me. I held her hand and said, "Seriously, a lifetime." She smiled, her eyes curving into crescents. "Not enough. How about 2 lifetimes?" "Still not enough. 3 lifetimes, 4, 5. She counted on her fingers and said with a straight face that it had to be 10,000 lifetimes. She made me laugh. "Okay, 10,000 lifetimes it is." Back then I thought even 10,000 lifetimes wouldn't be enough, but now I realize 5 years was all it took. 5 years is enough for a person to fall from heaven into hell. Enough to turn every single vow into a joke. When the plane landed in Pei Country, it was already dark. I dragged my suitcase out of the airport. The wind outside was a bit chilly. Lin Yinyin walked beside me silent. She just sat there quietly with me. I glanced at her and she smiled back. Her eyes were so bright it suddenly reminded me of college. I had just started school back then and she was a freshman I met in a club. She always loved following me around yelling "Senior, senior," and when I'd ask her what was wrong, she'd say, "Nothing, I just like calling you that." I didn't think much of it at the time, but then Lin Shuyi showed up. She pursued me relentlessly and I was so captivated by her passion that I agreed to be with her. When Lin Yingying found out, she didn't say a word. She just sent me a message on the day I graduated. "Senior, I wish you happiness." Then she went abroad and just like that 5 years passed. The next time we met, I was already a divorced man. "Senior, what are you thinking about?" Lin Yingying's voice snapped me out of my thoughts. I shook my head. "It's nothing. Come on, let's head to the hotel first." We hailed a cab and headed towards the city. The night view from the car window was beautiful. The neon lights flickered as I leaned back against the seat and closed my eyes. But I couldn't stop Lin Shuyi's face from appearing in my mind. The way she smiled, the way she cried, the way she got angry, the way she acted cute. The last image that stuck was the moment she protected Mingyu. She used her body to block the car, shielding him behind her while I was sent flying off to the side. What was I thinking? At that moment, I was thinking about the time we went skydiving. She had protected me just like that back then. She told me she'd rather die herself than see me get hurt, but now she would rather I die than let him get hurt. How ironic. I opened my eyes and watched the streetlights flying backward outside the window. A strange calm washed over my heart like a pool of stagnant water. There was no hate, no love, just a hollow emptiness. We arrived at the hotel, and Lin Yingying and I went to our separate rooms. After a shower, I sat by the window looking out at the city skyline. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Lin Kechuan. "Mr. Zia, the divorce certificate has been processed. It has been mailed to your address in the country. Please look out for it." I stared at the message, stunned for a long moment. The divorce certificate? We're really divorced. I stared at the screen and suddenly started laughing. But as I laughed, tears started streaming down my face. I didn't even know why I was crying. Was it for those 5 wasted years, for the innocence I'd lost? Or for a love that was once so beautiful turning into this? I didn't know. I just needed to cry. I cried for a long, long time until I had no more tears left. When it was over, my heart actually felt lighter. I wiped my face, stood up, and opened the window. The night wind blew in cool against my skin. I took a deep breath. From this day on, I'm a single man. From this day on, I never have to compromise for anyone ever again. From this day on, I can go wherever I want, do whatever I want. No one can control me anymore. No one can ever hurt me again. On my second day of freedom, Lin Yin and I went to a pretty famous local spot. It was a huge park with a lake, mountains, and flowers. We were strolling along the lake and the sunlight was sparkling on the water. "So what are you going to do now?" Lin Yin asked me. I thought for a moment. Travel for a start. Go to all the places I've always wanted to see. And then, after that, I haven't really thought about it. Maybe I'll go back home, maybe I'll stay abroad, or maybe I'll just keep traveling. Depends on how I feel. She smiled. Then, can I stay with you? I glanced at her. Yin, don't you have a job? I quit, she said as if it were nothing. I was stunned for a second. You quit? You had such a great job and you just quit like that? Mm-hmm. She nodded, looking at me seriously. Because I want to be with you. I fell silent. She looked at me and said, "Don't feel pressured. I'm not forcing you to accept me. I just want to be by your side and help you get through this tough time. Once you're feeling better, you can go wherever you want. Be with whoever you want to with. I won't bother you." I looked at her. Her eyes were so clear and sincere, I suddenly felt a little touched. "Thank you, Yin." She smiled a smile as bright as the sun. "You're welcome." We kept walking. We'd only taken a few steps when she suddenly said, "Hey, there's actually something I've been wanting to ask you." "What is it?" "You and Lin Shuyi? How did you two even get together in the first place?" I paused for a moment, then thought about it and said, "She pursued me." "How did she pursue you?" "With flowers and diamond rings. She sent them every single day until she'd sent 1,001. Lin Yin's eyes widened. 1,001? That many? Mm-hmm. I nodded. She said her favorite story was 1,001 Nights. So she wanted to give me 1,001 diamond rings. And when she was finally done, she was going to grind them all into dust and line a suit with it. So I would wear that suit, the 1,001 Nights suit, to marry her. After hearing that, Lin Yin was quiet for a moment, then said softly, "That sounds really romantic." "Yeah," I said. "I thought it was romantic at the time, too." "And then what happened?" "And then she actually sent all 1,001. And I really did wear that suit to marry her." "What about the suit?" I thought for a moment. "I burned it." Lin Yin froze. "You burned it," I said, "after I found out she was cheating on me. I burned everything that had to do with her. The wedding album, the photos, our clothes, and that suit." She fell silent. After a long while, she finally said, "You must have been heartbroken." I didn't say anything. She added, "If it were me, I'd be heartbroken too." I looked at her. "Don't you think I was too ruthless? Just burning everything like that?" She shook her head. "I don't think so. It was your stuff. You had the right to decide what to do with it. Besides," she paused, "some things only cause more pain if you keep them around. It's better that you burned it all. Once it's burned, it's a clean slate." I smiled. "You know you really get me," she smiled back. "Of course I do. I'm your junior, you know. Let's keep going." The sun was bright and the breeze was crisp. I suddenly realized this was pretty nice. Having someone with me. Someone to talk to. Someone who gets you. Even without romance, friendship was enough. Peibo stayed for a week, and then Lin Yin and I left for the next country. It was a very small country, but the scenery was beautiful. We rented a room at a bed and breakfast in a small town, planning to stay for half a month. The owner was an old woman, and she was very warm. She cooked us local specialty dishes and told us many local stories. Lin Yin listened intently, asking questions from time to time. I leaned back in my chair, watching the sunset out the window as the orange-red light spilled across the sea. It was as beautiful as a painting. "Senior, what are you thinking about?" Lin Yin asked. I snapped back to reality. I shook my head. "Nothing. Just thinking how beautiful the sunset is here." She smiled. "It really is. We just sat there like that, watching the sun sink below the horizon bit by bit as the sky slowly darkened. The stars began to appear one by one. Suddenly, Lin Yin said, "Senior, you know I used to imagine how wonderful it would be to watch the stars with you one day." I froze for a moment and looked at her. Her face was a little flushed, but she didn't break my gaze. "And now it's come true," she said, her voice soft. My heart suddenly softened a bit, but I still didn't say anything, just gave a slight smile. "The stars really are pretty." She smiled too, and said no more. We sat there like that, watching the stars for a long time. In the days that followed, we visited many places. Every time we arrived somewhere new, I'd take a lot of photos and Lin Yin Yin would too. Sometimes we took pictures of each other, other times we asked passers-by to help us. We took more and more photos until my phone was almost out of storage. One evening, we were in our hotel room organizing pictures. Looking at them, Lin Yin Yin suddenly said, "Senior, have you noticed? Your eyes are especially beautiful when you smile." I paused. "Are they?" She nodded. "But in those old photos of you with Lin Shuyi, your eyes weren't as bright when you smiled." I was silent. She continued, "But in the photos from now, your eyes are so bright. Even if you still look sad sometimes, most of the time you're smiling. A real smile." I looked at her. She looked down, flipping through the photos one by one. "Senior, you're really slowly getting better." I was quiet for a long while before I said, "Yeah, I am slowly getting better." She looked up at me, her eyes shining. "That's good." I smiled. "Thank you, Junior. Thanks for staying with me all this time." She shook her head. "Don't thank me, I wanted to." We talked for a long time that night. About college, about life after graduation, about our separate lives over the years. She told me about her time in pay, about how she got used to a new country all by herself, how she worked hard and slowly, bit by bit, found her footing. Listening to her, I suddenly realized how incredible she was moving to a foreign country all alone. No family, no friends, relying completely on herself, and me. I'm an orphan, so I was always alone. But then I met Lin Shuyi, and I thought I'd finally found a home, someone to lean on. But in the end, I was still alone. "Senior," Lin Ying Ying's voice broke through my thoughts. I snapped out of it. "What is it?" "You were staring into space for a while," she said. "What were you thinking about?" I smiled. "Just thinking about how incredible you are, making a life for yourself in K country all on your own." She paused for a second, then smiled. "It's nothing that incredible. I didn't really have a choice. When you're pushed into a corner like that, you have to be strong whether you want to or not." I nodded. "Yeah. When you're pushed into a corner, you just have to be strong." She looked at me and suddenly asked, "Senior, are you still sad?" I thought about it for a moment. "Sometimes, yeah, but it's not that soul-crushing sadness anymore. It's more like sometimes I'll think back and just feel like it was a waste of those 5 years. A waste of all those good times we had." She nodded. "I get it." Neither of us said anything else. The moonlight spilled in through the window. It was so gentle, and I suddenly thought, this is actually really nice, having someone with you, someone to talk to, someone who understands you. Even without romance, friendship is enough. Maybe one day this friendship will turn into love, or maybe it won't. But either way, this is good. Our trip lasted for 3 months. We went to over a dozen countries. We took thousands of photos and ate countless local dishes. We met all sorts of people too. There was the warm and welcoming owner of a B&B, a backpacker we picked up while hitchhiking, a couple we watched the sunrise with, and a street musician busking for a living. Every single one of them had their own story, and every single one of them was living life to the fullest. One day, we were taking a break in a small-town cafe. Lin Ying Ying went to order coffee. I sat by the window watching the street outside when suddenly my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I answered, and there was silence for a moment on the other end. Then a familiar voice came through. "You and Lin, it's me." I froze. It was Lin Shuyi. "You and Lin, listen to me." Her voice was urgent. "I know you don't want to see me, but I have to tell you something." I hung up and blocked the number. Lin Ying Ying came back with the coffees and paused when she saw my expression. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," I said, "just a spam call." She glanced at me but didn't ask anything else. She placed a cup in front of me. "Try the latte here." "I heard it's amazing." I took a sip. It really was good. "Is it?" she asked. I nodded. "It's delicious," she smiled. The sunlight streamed through the window, landing on her face, and I suddenly thought how beautiful her smile was. It wasn't a flashy kind of beauty like Lin Shuyi's. It was a comfortable kind of beauty, like a spring breeze or the winter sun. Not dazzling, not loud, just calming. "Senior, what are you looking at?" she asked me. I snapped back to reality. "Nothing, I was just thinking, you have a really nice smile." She froze for a moment, then her face turned red. "Senior, are you complimenting me?" I smiled. "Yeah, I am." Her face got even redder, and she looked down, not daring to meet my eyes. Seeing her like this, my heart suddenly softened. This silly girl has liked me for so many years, always quietly from a distance, never once bothering me, never causing me any trouble, and now she's here with me, not wanting anything in return. It would be a lie to say I wasn't moved. "Hey," I said. She looked up. I looked at her. "If one day, and I'm just saying, if I let go of the past, if I'm ready to start over, would you still be willing to wait for me?" She was stunned then, her eyes slowly lit up. "I would," she said. Her voice was soft but incredibly firm. "I always have been," I smiled, and she smiled back. The sunlight outside the window was warm, the coffee was fragrant, and everything was perfect. In the following days, we continued our trip, but something felt different. Before we were friends, a junior and her senior. Now it felt like there was something more. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it was just different. We'd still watch the sunrise together, watch the sunset and count the stars. But occasionally her hand would touch mine and she'd blush and pull away. But the next time she'd quietly get a little closer. Watching her, I found it amusing and also adorable. One evening, we were walking on the beach, the moonlight shimmering on the waves. She suddenly stopped. Senior, she looked at me, her eyes shining. There's something I've been holding back for a long time. I looked at her. What is it? She took a deep breath. I like you. I've liked you ever since college. Back then you had Lin Shuying with you, so I didn't dare say it. After you two got married, I had even less courage. Then you got divorced and you were so heartbroken I still couldn't bring myself to say it. I was afraid if I told you you'd avoid me, that you wouldn't let me stay by your side. Her voice was trembling slightly. But I don't want to hold it in anymore. Senior, I like you. I really, really like you. I know you might not be ready yet. I know you might need more time. That's okay, I can wait. I just want you to know that someone is always here waiting for you. After she finished, she looked down, not daring to meet my gaze. I looked at her, the moonlight bathing her in its glow, her eyelashes trembling slightly. I suddenly remembered the first time I saw her. She was wearing a white dress, standing in front of the club recruitment booth, shyly calling me senior. Even back then, I thought she was a cute junior, but then Lin Shuying showed up. I was moved by her passion and we got together. I thought that was love. But thinking about it now, was that really love, or was it just the feeling of being touched, of being pursued, of being adored? I don't know. But I know that the person standing in front of me right now is the one who truly understands me, loves me, and is willing to walk with me through every hardship. I stepped forward and gently took her hand. She looked up at me, her eyes filled with surprise. I'm excited, but also a little scared. I smiled. Thank you for waiting so long for me. Her eyes started to redden. I continued, I can't say that I'm completely over my past yet. And I can't say I'm ready for a fresh start, but I'm willing to try, with you. A tear rolled down her cheek, but she was smiling. Really? I nodded. Really? She threw herself into my arms, hugging me tight. I froze for a moment. Then I gently wrapped my arms around her too. The moonlight spilled over us. The waves lapped gently against the shore. Everything was quiet and so beautiful. In the days that followed, we kept traveling, but things were different now. We held hands walking down unfamiliar streets. We leaned on each other as we watched the sunset. We took pictures of each other and posted them for our friends to see. They all left comments like, finally you two are together. I'd just look at the comments and smile. One night, we were on our hotel balcony watching the stars. She was leaning on my shoulder when she suddenly asked, Hey, do you have any regrets? Jaya, regret what? Marrying Lin Shuyi. I thought for a moment. No regrets. She looked up at me. Why not, after everything she did to you? I smiled, because if I hadn't gone through that, I might never have known what it feels like to be truly loved by someone. And I might never have met you. She froze for a second, then smiled. When you say things like that, you make me blush. I gently pinched her cheek. What's there to be embarrassed about? I'm just telling the truth. She rested her head back on my shoulder. Hey, will we always be together? I looked up at the stars. We will. She smiled a smile as bright as the stars themselves. As time went on, we went to so many places and met so many people. We went through so much, we argued, and we made up, we cried and we laughed. But no matter what, we were always together. One day we went back to Country K, back to the place where we'd first traveled together. The same park, the same lake. The sunlight danced on the water, making it sparkle. It looked exactly like the first time we came. She stood by the shore, turned to me and said, Hey, do you remember the first time we were here? You told me you weren't ready. I walked over to her side. I remember. So, what about now? Are you ready? I looked at her face glowing in the sun. I looked at the reflection of the lake and mountains in her eyes and at the hopeful little smile playing on her lips. I smiled. I'm ready. She smiled back. Then we kept walking forward hand in hand, as if we would just keep on walking like this forever.